Hey guys, this is my first time doing something like this, where I'm not singing or playing piano or doing a video montage or a voiceover or anything like that. I thought that I would talk to you guys today about my first time blood donation. I just kind of decided to do it on a whim. Actually, I think I was reading stories on givesmehope.com, and I read some stories somewhere about somebody giving blood. And I thought, it sounds like a good idea. We always had blood drives at our high school, and I never gave because I was just deathly afraid of needles. But, a couple years in the Army will kind of get that right out of your system. So I went ahead and I went on the Blood Center of Iowa's website, scheduled an appointment for this morning, and I was a little bit nervous, just because I've never done it before, obviously. And really the anxiety of the unknown was what was getting to me. But I went ahead and I went there and got up to the receptionist. She just took some basic information, my name, my date of birth, my address, my phone number, just basic stuff like that. And then she had me go to this little waiting room off to the side and take a bottle of water with me to drink before my donation. So it was about 5 minutes or so from there, after I had almost finished all of my water, and a nurse called me back in, took me back to a screening room, private screening room, for like medical history, traveling. They ask a lot of sexual questions on there. Nothing horribly embarrassing, just to make sure that you don't have any communicable diseases or like HIV and stuff like that. So did that, and then they actually pricked my finger. I don't know if you can see it, kind of a little bit. They pricked my finger to make sure I'm not anemic, and I wasn't, obviously. Checked my blood pressure, my temperature, everything was good. And then they took me out to the actual donor room, and they had a whole bunch of chairs set out in a circle around this huge room, and it was really brightly lit, not horrifically so, but it was brightly lit. The ceilings were high. It didn't feel claustrophobic at all, which I loved. I got sat down on one of the chairs and was made really comfortable, actually. My nurse came up and she introduced herself. She's been doing this for 18 years, so I felt like I was in pretty good hands there, which is, 18 years is almost as long as I've been alive, so there you go. And let's see. She found a vein in my right arm and had me squeeze a ball to, kind of mark it. Actually, you can see where she marked one spot. She marked several spots on my arm, just in case one of the sticks wasn't good. She could do another spot for the same vein. But fortunately, the first stick was good, and it does kind of hurt. I have to admit, it does hurt a little bit. It's kind of one of those where you just go, "Ow, hey, that hurts," but it's not bad. Once it's in, you just feel some pressure there, but it doesn't really hurt anymore after that. And yeah, you just kind of squeeze a stress ball in the same hand occasionally. And for me, I was actually kind of a slow one, and I saw other people filling their bags quicker than I did, which it gave me a little bit of cause for concern, and she had to move the needle around in my vein just a little bit to get a better position on it. But yeah, I had my iPod and I listened to my music, and it was over in about 10 minutes or so. And I had a lot of questions from my nurse, but she was really happy to answer them all, and she was super nice and kept asking me how I was doing. I did need a little bit of ice on the back of my neck because I was feeling a little flushed. I was overthinking it while it was still going on, and so yeah, that was about the only mishap. And let's see, when it was done, I sat there for a little bit, about another 5 minutes or so, and went over to this area that they call the canteen, and they made sure I had a cup of cold water and then 2 cups of orange juice, and got some cookies and whatnot, and you sit there for about 10 minutes or so just to make sure that you're feeling okay. And that was really it. I was good to go. I feel great, actually, doing it. I'm kind of surprised I haven't done it before. I think just my fear of needles was the big thing that was stopping me. And now I feel great. I'm gonna go ahead and do it every 8 weeks, I think it is. And I'll have to look that up, but I think it's every 8 weeks. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that every 8 weeks if that's what it is. It was, I won't say it was fun. I've had better times in my life, obviously, but you know, it's just a good way to give back to your community, a good way to help people out, because you know, people who need blood transfusions have to rely on, you know, blood donors to get those transfusions. So it feels really nice to be able to do something for somebody else in such an impactful way. Oh, and this is kind of random. Another thing I noticed was that I was probably one of the youngest people there. Everybody else was 60, 70, maybe even older. There was one guy who was doing another type of donation who looked about 30-ish, and then another girl, maybe a couple years older than I was, in the chair next to me. But yeah, I guess it shouldn't be too surprising because school just got back in session for most people, and it was in the morning, so a lot of retired folk, a lot of people going to work, or sometimes coming off of work if they work a night shift. It was just a little surprising to me to see that many older people giving. It's great. Yeah. So if you're even contemplating blood donation, I strongly urge you to do it. If it's a fear of needles, you know, it's not bad. Honestly, the finger prick is worse because you have so many nerve endings on the tips of your fingers than you do in your arm. In the crook of your arm is where they do it. But it's not that bad, seriously. If you're scared about it, just the unknown, just force yourself to do it. Honestly, that's the only way you're going to be able to get over it. It's fear of the unknown. That's all it is. And once you do it, you're like, hey, what was I so scared of? This isn't such a big deal. Alright, I think I'm rambling just a little bit. So, yeah, that is my first time blood donor story. And I guess I will see you guys later. Bye!